I recently came upon a Naruto short that pretty much talks about how the story of Naruto was actually going to be a lot different than what we ended up getting, about how Naruto was actually supposed to be the son of Kurama, how he was going to bring the demon realm and the normal people realm together. There was no chakra, but there was magic, there was motorcycles, and it was very strange. But one thing that I definitely liked about that concept was the idea of Naruto actually being the son of Kurama. So that's where I thought, what if I take that concept, add my own spin to it, and drop it as a what if. So here we are with what if Naruto was 1/3 Kurama's son. Now, why 1/3? Well, stick around to the end of the video to find out.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
To start our story off, first I have to cover how Naruto is even gonna be Kurama's son. Well, in the intro, you guys heard me talk about how he's only going to be 1/3 Kurama's son, and that is pretty much just going to be because Kurama, while Naruto was pretty much being born and being created inside of Kushina, Kurama would have essentially been pumping a large amount of his chakra inside of the baby while Naruto was being conceived. And so that's how he pretty much ends up coming out the day that he's born on the Nine Tails attack with orange hair, much like the Nine Tails. Then we pretty much have everything leading to Naruto's parents' death go down just like it would in the original. Except this time, Kurama intended to kill Naruto literally just to be petty to Kushina and Minato for the fact that he was trapped inside of her for all those years. Not only that, but just to be petty to Minato in general, because the reason that he did that to Naruto and pumped chakra in was due to the fact that he wanted to make Minato mad and kind of throw a giant FU to them. Does that make sense? So basically, when Naruto was growing up, he would slowly end up realizing that Naruto being 1/3 his son could actually be a good thing. And by he, I mean Kurama. Because, think about it. You're the father, technically, of this kid that's born. He has no other parental figures, and he's pretty much treated like garbage by everybody else in the village. So you have a very good opportunity to leave a strong impression on this child. So here's what I personally think would happen. I think that basically Naruto is going to be talked to by Kurama around the age of, let's say, 6 years old. Naruto at this point has practically lived about 2 whole years of being treated like absolute garbage by the villagers and overall just not treated the way that he should have been treated. Eventually, Kurama would pretty much finally get into contact with Naruto by using his voice and being like, Naruto, Naruto. Naruto would follow the lead of the voice and it would lead him inside of his own mental mindscape, where he ends up encountering Kurama in a gigantic state, but instead of looking opposing or threatening, Kurama would simply look down at Naruto behind his cage and not even try to pierce at him with his claws. He would simply tell him that he's grown up a lot ever since he last saw him. And Naruto would wonder what he's talking about, which would lead Kurama to tell him that he's his father, that he is his friend, that he will always be there for him. And after Naruto hears that, he would immediately ask what he means by that. He's a fox. How could he be the son of a fox? Kurama would then begin to explain that he is actually 1/3 Naruto's father, because when he was being born, a massive amount of his chakra was pumped into Naruto. He would look to Naruto and ask him if he thinks it's funny that both of their hair have a very eerily similar color. Naruto would look at his hair and he would immediately realize that he's kind of right. They do have the same hair shade. Naruto would then look up at Kurama and Kurama would tell him exactly. Have you never wondered why that was? And why your eyes are that of purple instead of blue like your father's should be? Naruto would ask what he's talking about, and Kurama would pretty much begin to tell him that his eyes were actually originally supposed to be blue, much like the eyes of the 4th Hokage. After Naruto hears that, he would begin to question what he's talking about, and Kurama would explain that Minato is his father. Minato is one of his fathers. And Naruto, after hearing this, would wonder to himself why the villagers treat him so poorly if he's the son of pretty much royalty in the village. Kurama would explain to him that the people of this village are pretty much just terrified and that he could help them understand if he just frees him. Naruto looks towards the direction of Kurama, right? And he's about to essentially undo the seal. When he takes it off, Minato would appear right in front of him, and he would essentially begin to tell Naruto that he should not take the seal off, that Kurama is not to be trusted, that he's lying, that he's his father, and yada yada yada. This would lead a bunch of doubts into Naruto's mind, and he would begin to question the fox, which would lead the fox to pretty much begin to try to start over again, right? A couple of months later, Kurama would still continue trying to talk to Naruto, and Kurama would explain that ever since he was little, he's been hated by people, that nobody's truly looked at him like something other than a demon, that he's not even a demon, he's just chakra. And Naruto would begin to ask what chakra is, which would lead Kurama to pretty much begin explaining that chakra is the thing that ninjas use to create their awesome abilities and attacks that they use, such as fireballs, lightning attacks, wind style, earth-based jutsus, and water styles. This would lead Naruto to pretty much essentially begin to slowly learn about chakra control through Kurama. And because Kurama wants to pretty much appease to Naruto as much as possible, to pretty much lick his boot to make sure that he can pretty much take that seal off, he would essentially try to tell Naruto how to begin getting stronger. He would begin teaching Naruto how to use his chakra properly, how to mold it, how to use jutsus. Not only that, but most importantly of all, he would not mess with Naruto's original chakra flow. Because without Kurama messing with Naruto's chakra flow, Naruto probably would have had way better chakra control and would have likely mastered the Shadow Clone Jutsu in an instant, because he's the son of a prodigy and Kushina Uzumaki. Like, don't play with this boy. Not only does he have the chakra of Kushina within himself, but he literally has 1/3 of Kurama's chakra inside of him, on top of another 1/3, because of the fact that 1/3 of it also went to Minato, 1/3 was kept by Kurama, 1/3 was kept by Naruto. He has his large Uzumaki pool, he has his large Namikaze pool, and Naruto, when you just add all that chakra together, you pretty much get an infinite supply of chakra that's never really gonna run out. I mean, Kurama's chakra lasted like an entire week or something like that during the war. I know it wasn't a week, it was like a couple of days, but seriously, like, it might as well have lasted a week with how much chakra Naruto was able to just dump out like it was nothing. Bro was handing it out like treats on Halloween. It was insane. But yeah, pretty much Naruto was able to essentially have a lot of chakra, mold it easily, and Naruto, learning from Kurama, would actually spend a lot of his time with Kurama within his mindscape. Anytime that Naruto was sleeping, Naruto was pretty much inside of the mindscape with Kurama, training on his chakra control inside of his own mind, pretty much doing image training in his head, right? And beginning to try to learn how to use these incredible jutsus, such as wind style, which is the first thing that they would focus on due to the fact that that is one of Naruto's affinities. His other affinity would actually be the fire affinity, just because, I mean, Kurama, he's like a fiery beast. He's not actually associated with fire, but I'm just gonna associate him with it just because, I mean, Kurama, look at his fur color, and then just look at the way that his personality is. Come on now, you don't get any more like close to what his chakra nature would be than fire. So we're just going to be saying that Naruto's other affinity is fire. And through these couple of years, Naruto would pretty much end up growing up actually getting closer with Kurama. This would actually make Kurama's ideology slowly change, realizing that he finally has somebody in his life other than the Sage of Six Paths that looks at him with genuine care. Kurama's hatred would slowly dwindle as someone finally didn't look at him with hate or fear in their eyes, but love. and this slowly changes Kurama's perspective on escaping. He continues to overlook Naruto as he slowly becomes accepted by his class for being powerful, and even slowly begins to be noticed by his teacher and Hokage alike. He's about 1 year from graduating, and Naruto is among one of the strongest genin to ever have lived. He's even being asked to become an Anbu or Jonin or something like that, but Kurama tells him he's not mentally ready for that, not wanting Naruto to go down the path of darkness, much like many other ninjas before him have. Seeing these kinds of things from the eyes of Kurama and from the other Uzumaki that was the former Jinchuriki of Kurama, Kurama, being Naruto's father, would slowly begin to actually get some real care for him. And unlike in the original, Kurama would grow fond of Naruto way earlier than he would have in canon. Think of this more as a, what if Kurama and Naruto were friends from the start, right? This is kind of what if Naruto befriended Kurama, but it wasn't because Naruto befriended him, but because Kurama was the one who was originally trying to befriend him to escape, but now his intentions completely changed. I mean, he got close to Naruto, and he's seeing that these villagers can actually change. Slowly, the people around Naruto would begin to slowly have their hatred and fear dwindle away just because of how utterly incredible Naruto is. They begin to look at him as somewhat of a phenomenon, I guess you could say, because Naruto is just growing so rapidly, becoming so powerful and becoming so likable early on that it's almost incredible to see how powerful Naruto is. Not to mention that one thing that Naruto still has yet to even use is the power of the Nine Tails himself. Now, obviously, if Kurama didn't have the seal placed on him, he would actually be able to go into KCM. But the fact that he doesn't have the key, which is something that many of us probably didn't know, and that I didn't even know before starting this what if, is that apparently Jiraiya has the key to the seal within Naruto, and for Naruto to actually rip the thing off, I'm pretty sure Naruto needs the key. So he won't be able to access KCM until he gets the key from Kurama. I mean, from Jiraiya, which is not going to be for another like 2 parts or something like that. So yeah, maybe one, maybe one. But anyways, regardless of that said fact, Naruto would advance a lot in the academy, and one of the people who definitely sees Naruto as a rival would be that of Sasuke Uchiha. Eventually, 1 more year would pass, and Naruto at this point would already have all of the natures pretty much hand down packed, just due to the fact that Kurama, somebody who's been alive for thousands of years, would definitely be able to teach Naruto a thing or two about chakra control, about water walking and tree walking. That stuff is pretty much second nature to somebody like Kurama. It's as easy as breathing. So simple. Not only that, but Naruto would also be able to actually get a summoning contract from Kurama himself to the land of the foxes. That's where Naruto's going to be learning his own personal form of Sage Mode. He's going to be learning Fox Sage Mode, and that is pretty much what we're going to be going over, maybe next part or the 3rd part of this installment. That said though, we're immediately going to cut over to the day when Iruka's handing out the teams to everybody. He's telling everybody who their Jonin senses is going to be and what team everybody's going to fall in line into, right? Mizuki obviously would still try to get his hands on the scroll of sealing, but due to the fact that Naruto doesn't fail, he pretty much tries to go do it on his own. He ends up getting caught and is established as a traitor nin and pretty much put under the watch of that one guy in the Naruto story. I forgot his name, the interrogator guy, right? The guy who does all the torturing and stuff like that. He's put into the eyes of him, and essentially what we would end up getting is a really crazy scenario where we pretty much have the situation go down of Naruto being put on Team 7 with Sasuke and Sakura. Yeah, why not? I mean, I was gonna change it to like Hinata or Ino or something like that, but I stopped to think about it and was like, you know what? I already have Naruto as the son of Kurama. I don't need any other things to change in the story. So I'm just gonna keep Sakura there, even though she's a walking garbage can. But we're just gonna keep Sakura there, and we're gonna continue on with the story like if it was something regular. So obviously we're then, from this little point on, we're pretty much going to be getting into the point in time where Kakashi essentially walks into the classroom. Now Kakashi, being who he is gonna be pretty much walking in about 3 hours later, and this time around he's not gonna be walking into a trap or a prank like he would have in the original, just due to the fact that Naruto is, well, not a prankster this time around, or at least not as much. At the current moment, he's pretty much passed out in the back of the classroom with Sasuke wondering what Naruto's doing, why he's always sleeping. But Naruto would simply be hanging out with Kurama at this time, and Kurama would be laughing with Naruto, telling jokes, until eventually Kakashi comes to him, is about to tap him on the head, but Naruto's eyes would open wide as he grabs Kakashi's arm, and then he immediately says sorry for that, but he doesn't like being touched when he's sleeping. And Kakashi's like, noted. From here, he tells them all to go upstairs, and Kakashi would begin to use the body flicker to make his way to the top of the building. Naruto would make his way up there, and eventually all of them would begin to pretty much tell each other their goals. It's at this moment that Kakashi would pretty much begin to have a strange feeling about Naruto. Something about him feels odd. Something about him feels different than the other students. But he would not ponder on this, and eventually the introductions would go down just like they would in the original, leading to the very next day and Kakashi's warning of, if you guys eat anything, I'm gonna make you guys throw it up. They would all immediately tell Kakashi that they're not gonna eat anything, and the very next day, they would pretty much end up meeting at the training grounds. Kakashi would arrive and say, sorry I'm late guys, I got lost on the path of life.